Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to Our Heritage on 91.3 Radio Maria, the voice of truth. My name is Stella Francis. Welcome to Our Heritage. Our Heritage is a program cut across Nigerian culture, cultural festival, food, music, dance, location, etc. Culture is a way of life including arts, belief, and institutions of population that are passed down from generation to generation. Imagine passing a wrong information to a particular generation. Unimaginable, right? I think it's disastrous. Once again, my name is Stella Francis. You're welcome to Our Heritage. Speaker is Mrs. Patricia Okoronkwo, JP, Public Servant, Director, Culinary Ethics, Association of Professional Chefs, Nigeria. Author of books. Her most recent book is titled Your Body, Nutrients and Care for Healthy Living. Mrs. Patricia, you're welcome to 91.3 Radio Maria.
Thank you. God bless you.
Okay. So, straightforward, we'll go to the topic of the day, which I've earlier mentioned. And then Mrs. Patricia, like we know, she's a regular guest here, and she will be telling us about dieting. Mrs. Patricia, please.
Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, my people. I thank God today is beautiful, is calm. We are talking about food. We say food is anything solid, liquid, substance that is consumed to support the body and protect the body against diseases, maintain growth, repair our worn-out tissues, regulates body processes. You know, in the Bible, in Genesis 2:9, in quote said, "And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life, and also in the midst of the garden and in the tree of knowledge of good and evil." God created man so that he would naturally be drawn to these foods that contain the vital nutrients necessary for sustaining our life, our physical life. So I thank God today, Nigeria is blessed with numerous regional cuisines of interest and valuable nutritional content that are special for both international and national. Thank God today the rain has fallen, and you can see that our ground is well neutralized with the water, with the rain. Blessed, it's going to, our crops is going to do well for us this year, and I thank God for it. We're talking about the balanced diet this week, and we know that balanced diet is when all classes of food is present in our plate of food, and it will give us what we need for the body to grow, body to maintain good health. Diet is just what an individual eats into the body that will make us to grow, either in taste, in color, or in texture. We need these guidelines to make sure that when we are preparing our food, that our food will be complete. If we don't prepare it well, it's going to be a problem, because we want to make sure we maintain these nutrients. You know, when we get our food, maybe you are cooking beans, you want to cook rice, you want to cook vegetables, we ensure that the nutrients are well cooked and preserved, so that when we put it into the body, it's going to work for us, for all the tissues, even to give us strength, the energy we need for life.
Thank you very much. I have a write-up here that says a balanced diet provides all the nutrients a person required without going over the recommended daily calories intake. People may enjoy vegetable raw or cooked. However, it is important to remember that cooking vegetables removes some of their nutritional value. Also, some methods such as deep frying can add unhealthy fats to our dishes. So we would like you to elaborate more on that and also tell us the right portioning, because we have a lot of food like vegetable like mentioned here. Can we just dive in and start eating vegetable because it's healthy?
No, the thing there is that every food we cook, we must ensure that we don't overcook it, because we need to avoid many things that is being done in our food. You know, in Nigeria we can use hours to cook our food and we use minutes to eat it. You know, we are talking about when you overcook the food now, the enzymes are lost. Like now you are cooking vegetable, you have already finished the vitamins and minerals that is supposed to be given. The proteins are denatured when you overcook it. When you overheat fat and oil, it's converted into fatty acid, which are carcinogenic. Sugar is caramelized, neutralized. Vitamins and minerals become less. Even water is reduced. Fiber is reformed to the point of losing much of its benefits when you overcook all these nutrients we are talking about, when you overcook your food. And we need to ensure that we have the complete diet, the complete plate of food, the diet, what it contains in the body. And we ensure that when we are cooking this food, we make sure we use the proper utensils. Proper utensils in the way that you don't, there are some things you use like aluminum pot. You know, aluminum pot, by the time you use it, and it's a bad one because some substances neutralizing the digestive system, then leading to ulcer. There are some chemicals that are from the aluminum pots. We make sure that we use the right utensils. Nigeria is blessed. We have our natural clay pots. Those days in Nigeria, our grannies, our mothers, they normally use pots, even for preservation of water, not the refrigerator we are seeing now. We use cool pots that we use in preserving water. Then we use good pots to cook our food so that we don't get chemicals that at the end of the day give us diseases. We ensure that we increase consumption of raw produce. Not every minute you're cooking. All these things, when you eat it raw, like our veggies, it gives us more nutrients.
Okay, thank you so much for that explanation. But you are explaining, you're talking about utensils, you're talking about the veggies. I'm just wondering, maybe someone out there is also wondering like myself, saying that, come on, this balanced diet seems to be, it look like it's expensive with your explanation. So for people who don't have money to buy the right utensils like you mentioned, how do they manage it and how will they ensure that they are eating balanced diet regardless?
The assurance of our cooking, thank God we are Nigerians. Nigeria is beautiful. We have a lot of pots there that we can use in cooking our food. We have our raw produce, we have our grains. To maintain this balanced diet, we ask people, how do you eat your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner? What are the things that is in that plate? That is the most important thing. That is the raw, that is call it the healthy plate. When you have the protein, the carbohydrate, the fat and oil, everything that is in one plate. We have our good pots that can cook this food. But the thing there is that, is the food complete? Is the nutrient complete? That is what we are talking about now, to make sure that the food is balanced for the system.
So basically now our guest speaker is telling us that it doesn't matter the pot, just make sure that you are not overcooking or you are not undercooking your food. The most important thing is that you should make sure that the necessary nutrients on your plate, and then we will be talking more on the necessary nutrient you should have on your plate. She mentioned breakfast, she mentioned lunch, and also dinner. So when we come back From the short break, we will talk more about what you should have on your plate. Because the program is Our Heritage, we are talking dieting and portioning, how to portion your food. Before we go on that short break, we were talking about how to manage it, the utensils, the kind of utensils, and what you should have on your plates. Our guest speaker is still here, Mrs. Patricia, talking about what you have on your plates. I think even myself, I'm wondering what should I have on my plate. So can you maybe run down through like a diet plan so that we will also know what to expect or what to have in our plates?
Okay, my dear sister, what we have in our diet, healthy eating plate is vegetables, whole grains, fruits, and healthy protein, water, and healthy oil. With this, it has already planned us for a plate of food to be balanced. But please, I want to ensure that I advise on when you're cooking this your food, that we Nigerians, we need to avoid food that contains additives and artificial ingredients, such as spices, additives, all these sachet spices. We don't know whether it's expired or not expired. We should learn how to at least make use of our traditional spices like ogiri, crayfish. We use those days. It's very, very nutritious. It's very, very delicious and appetizing. It's not just what you eat. How do you eat it is very, very important. Even when you're eating too, make sure you chew properly. It's not what you don't rush food, because it's part of what you have in your plate, how you manage it and how you eat it. It matters a lot. So when we get to the plate now, we're talking about the dieting now, that we ensure that there is water. You drink enough water, because water is good for life. If for men, the average what you can take for a day is 15.5 cups of water, which is 3.5 liters of water for men a day, which is very, very necessary for our body. Then for women, we said 11.5 cups, 2.5 liters for women a day. We ensure we take enough water. In the morning, you can take a glass of water when you wake up. If you want to do water therapy in the morning, take your water, a glass of warm water. You see that it flushes the system, so that whatever you're going to eat for the day, it will absorb properly, and it has already removed the toxins from your system. So when we now talk about the healthy plate, we now talk about even fats. You need to avoid. You can't make sure that you're eating healthy fats, not the one that will give you problem. We limit anything like butter, cheese, to ensure that you don't give your body system bad. The oil, we have olive oil. People use it to fry something. It's very, very nutritious. It's God that gave us that from Israel. Then the vegetables, the more you eat the good vegetables, the good healthy living, good for healthy living for your body system. And when you're cooking the vegetables, please don't overcook it. When you overcook, you see that it will turn brownish. Like you're talking about our ugu now, our spinach, any veggie you're cooking, even okra soup. When you're cooking it, please don't overcook it. Ensure that when you are finished cooking it, it's still greenish. Our veggies is not good to be overcooked. If you overcook it, it has already lost the nutrient we need. So when we talk about vegetables, we ensure that we cook it so that it will help our body system. Then for the side of the plate again, we have fruits. You eat plenty of fruits. Nigeria is blessed with different types of fruits, colorful fruits. Is it mango? Is it apple? Is it pineapple? Is it a lot of fruits in the market that you can eat? You make sure you cook it, because it's very, very good for us. Then you talk about the whole grains. That is, we are talking about rice, wheat. But please ensure that sometimes like this, if you are aging, you ensure that you limit rice intake, the white rice, not the brown type. The brown one is very, very good. You avoid sugar. Ensure that you don't have this sugary drinks. Make sure you avoid it for the drinks. Then for the variety of whole grain, make sure you eat whole wheat. Please avoid this white bread. Ensure that maybe you just take this wheat bread. If you're aging, for younger ones it's okay, it's very, very okay. But for the adults, we normally advise people to eat like wheat bread. Avoid intake of too much of white bread. Then for the other side of it, which is the healthy protein now, which will have fish, poultry, beans, nuts. You know, we need to limit ourselves. So on red meat and cheese, we need to avoid it because it's not good. Red meat for adults. Yes, our children are growing. You can always, they love meat. You can always give them, but when we are getting aged like this, we need to avoid taking much of meat, red meat especially, or processed meat.
Okay, thank you so much. I think that's okay. It's good to work with experts because she can go on and on and on. I really appreciate your time to explain all this. She made mention of limit some foreign spices, all those packaged spices, especially the ones that we don't know, because she also talked about expiring dates. Some of them are expired. Probably the expiring date are altered by some business people. So she also said she encouraged us to look inward. By looking inward, in the area of our local spices, she mentioned crayfish, she mentioned the ogiri, the locals beans.
Yes.
If you are listening, please, I think this is even more, it's cheaper, because by the time you go to the market, you can get all this in a very small portion with small amounts of money. So it will help us. She has also succeeded in letting us know that balanced diet is not expensive, because of course she mentioned ugu. We also have spinach, which is the aleho in Hausa language. Yeah, it's very nutritious and it's cheap. It's very affordable. When you go to the market, you can buy for 15 naira and boom, a pot of soup, it will be prepared. So you don't have, if you're listening to us, you don't have excuse to say that you are not taking balanced diet, because she have made mention of it. She has talked about the grains also. Then how do we eat healthy? What should be on the plates? I know you have mentioned it, but okay, and we will open the phone line so that our listeners will also call to ask or to tell us what they have on their plates. Let's know how healthy you're eating. How are you taking advantage of the fruits and veggies we have in Nigeria? The number to call is 081 084 475 18. 081 084 475 18. Please call and tell us what you have on your plate. How do you eat? How are you taking advantage of the fruits and veggies we have in Nigeria? And then are you taking the local? Are you working with our local spices? If you are not, it's time to start working with the local spices. Good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello, tell us your name and where you're calling from, please. Can you speak out, please? Hello. Good afternoon. Sorry, we're having technical issues. Please try to call. Good afternoon. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Okay, sorry we lost the call. Please try to call back. Our guest is still here. She's very available to answer your questions, to make clarification in any way you think you have concern. Please call us and let us know. We are still talking about the healthy plates. Can you please elaborate more on the healthy plates?
Okay, the healthy plate we're still talking about our whole grain, our vegetables, our grains. The healthy plate, we make sure that we eat proportional. Some people in the morning you eat yam, in the afternoon you eat eba, in the evening you eat maybe yam again, or you eat morning breakfast, you say you're putting bread, then in the afternoon you eat eba, in the evening you talk about yam. It is not a healthy plate. We are not talking about a balanced diet. Like in the morning you can take slice of bread with egg, then with tea, because with the tea you have milk. Then in the afternoon you can have your beans. If you want to eat, you can eat rice and beans. It's very cheap when you cook rice and beans. It goes in maybe with meat, with fish. We have fish now, we have croaker fish, assorted fish in the market that you can eat. You can even eat chicken. You ensure that everything is balanced. But sometimes in the morning like this, it's very good for you to take your veggies. You take your fruits in the morning before you take your food. Ensure that when you are taking like cucumber, like carrots, you take it on the empty stomach. Just as I said 2 weeks ago, you take it, is very good. It will go into the system. You don't eat food. After eating food, you carry your fruits and put on top. By the time you put it on top, the thing is mixed together. It will not be good. Sometimes it will even bloat up your stomach. So it's good for you to eat on empty stomach your fruits. Then veggies, you can always parboil your veggies. Your spinach, you can put it on top of your rice. You eat it. It's very delicious. Our spinach, there's a way you spice it up. You use fish, crayfish, because crayfish is still protein too. So for us to have a balanced diet, we ensure that everything we're talking about now, about the healthy fat, the vegetable, the whole grain, the fruits, and the protein is available proportional.